Hey, how you doing, folks? It's that happy time again. Saturday, fast approaching that wonderful time of day when I get to get high. Yeah, I get to get high because it's almost 4:20. Almost 4:20. We're getting there. I'm gonna wait though. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till it's 4:20. Yep. Oh, happy 4:20, everybody. Happy 4:20. Ah. Oh, oh my goodness. It's my first hit on this Weed of the Week here. Hey, Stoney, welcome aboard. Happy 420. Just my first hit on this Weed of the Week here. Caught me by surprise. Whew, I got to blow my nose after that one. Just don't have any blow. I have to use tissues. Yeah, they can. Hey, dog. Welcome aboard. Oh, where's my glasses? There we go. Let's try that shit again. There. That's better. Buds, welcome aboard. I'm once again actually using my laptop in my lap. Still got trouble with my leg. Went to the doctor again. Well, what happened? I was getting better, it seemed. And then dog came over. And my leg swelled up again. So I called the doctor. He said, come in and see me Thursday morning. So I went in to see him Thursday morning. My leg was all swollen again. Yeah, he probably lifts his leg everywhere. You know how it is. Got to leave his scent. Anyway, he says he thinks the cyst ruptured. So I'm wearing like compression socks, and I have to go in Tuesday morning early and have an MRI done on my leg. So we'll see. I may or may not live. We'll see what happens. But I'm not that worried about it. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, we got some changes going on in Washington, D.C. And dog, you want a government that works for you? Well, we got one. The money's already going out. This $1,400 relief stuff. They started making direct deposits today. Foraging Seeker, welcome aboard. So they started making direct deposits today, and checks are going out right away. We'll all be getting our $1,400 a piece, and that's man, woman, and child, by the way. So if you got a couple of kids, that's a whole lot of money. Okay, like Sophia and her old man and their two kids, that's $5,600 for them. That's a big help, you know. You already spent it, huh, Seeker? I'm kind of mentally spending it you know. So we'll see how that goes. But there's some other shit going on. Okay, some other good things. We have a new attorney general. And this one isn't the president's personal attorney. This one is the people's attorney general. Okay? By that I mean he's going to be working for us. And there's a lot of Republicans in Washington, D.C. that are going to be mighty sorry they didn't confirm him for the Supreme Court. Okay? Because he's out to get him. All right? A real attorney general. Exactly. One that works for us. He's already looking into Trump's tampering with the election. Okay. He's his main concern right now is that January 6th riot. He's got, he's already met with the head of the FBI and numerous other folks to get the real story behind this whole thing. Obviously, the Capitol Police are grossly inadequate when it comes to protecting the Capitol. So there's going to have to be some changes made there. But anyway, he's out to get them. And so far, there have been over 300 arrests by the FBI related to the Capitol riot. And they expect to arrest at least 100 more people before this is all over. And they have found affiliations with the Proud Boys, QAnon, Oath Keepers, and the 3%ers. So these are all, as you know, the Proud Boys are racists, anti-Semitics. The QAnon, well, we all know what kind of crazy people the QAnons are. Okay, and then the 3%ers are anti-government activists. Okay, so it doesn't matter who you are, Republican or Democrat. Okay, Trumper or not, they're just plain anti-government. Okay, and they all conspired with Trump to overthrow our government. Okay, and there's no doubt about that. And this attorney general is also going to be looking into Trump's meddlings in Georgia, trying to overturn the election. So we have Proud Boys here. I always tell them I don't hold a grudge just because they're gay. They freak the fuck out. I'm sure they do. Yeah, since they're anti anything that isn't free, white, and 21. So that's what's going on with Merrick Garland. He's a straight arrow, and he don't work for Biden. He works for us. So, dog, we have a government that's starting to work for us. Do we have the right to overthrow our government? Well, you don't have the right to overthrow our government. It takes more than a handful of people. 300 people can't go in and say, we disagree, so we're going to overthrow the government. It takes a lot more than that, okay? But continuing with my topic here, we have another appointee to the cabinet, Deborah Haaland, okay? That's Haaland. It's a Dutch pronunciation. Deborah Haaland is a former U.S. representative from New Mexico, is now the head of the Department of Interior. She's been appointed to that cabinet position. Now, she's one of the two first Native Americans to be elected to Congress. And she will not be one of these white Republican fat cats that caters to fossil fuel. Okay. She's a progressive, supports the Green New Deal, and she supports Medicare for everyone. And she's going to look out for Native Americans, not let them get overrun by big oil. Okay, put an end to fracking on their land. Put an end to pipelines running through their property without their permission. Put an end to all of that. Oh, and by the way, all the way around, I think the cabinet under this president is just, I think all the way around, this cabinet is far more progressive than anything we've seen lately. I don't know where that threshold for overthrow is, but I don't think it's anywhere near where we are. I don't either. Okay. Certainly, that crowd that showed up on the 6th was not nearly large enough to overthrow our government. Okay. And there weren't enough people that agreed with them. All this Republican asshole from Wisconsin, I forget what the hell his name is. He says if it was Antifa or Black Lives Matter, he'd have been scared. But because it was these folks, he didn't feel alarmed. He didn't think it was a riot. He didn't think it was aggressive. He didn't think that there was any threat to our government. Well, he should have watched the films I was watching, because there were like a whole shitload of cops who got injured, cops who died, people who died. It was not a friendly visit by your local constituency, mister. Okay? These are people who wanted to harm you. All right? I don't know what the fuck is wrong with these politicians, but I'm totally looking forward to Merrick Garland sending FBI agents into the House of Representatives to slap cuffs on some of these assholes that participated in this July 6th conspiracy to overthrow our government. Okay? Because, those tours were conducted. $166.66 a month is what we're worth. To who? I'm worth more than that. Ask the state. They'll tell you. My pension is much higher than that. So, I'm just saying, I'm worth more than that. And besides, there's going to be monthly stipend checks sent to families with children. Okay. That's all coming out of this as well. So, an ounce. I wish the hell I could get an ounce for $166. It's $2.50 an ounce here in Illinois. Oh, 2,000 divided by 12. I see. Well, I'm still worth more than that. Ask the state of Illinois, because they keep sending me checks every month. And they're more than $2,000. So I'm happy with that. Now, speaking of Black Lives Matter, George Floyd family got $27 million from the city of Minneapolis. Okay. Katie, welcome aboard. Yeah, I have weed soon. It's jarred up and all ready. I'm just waiting. April Fool's Day. Thank you for the flowers. So they got $27 million. You know what the first thing they did was? They donated $500,000 to the neighborhood where the intersection was, where George Floyd lost his life. And that neighborhood has blocked off that intersection to police. No police are allowed in that neighborhood right now. So mostly there's flowers and tributes to George Floyd at that intersection, but police are not allowed in that neighborhood anymore. Okay. So that's I find that interesting that the people in the neighborhood have decided they don't want police in their neighborhood, and so they don't have any. Yes, a pig-free zone. No porkers allowed. So the Derek Chauvin trial is underway, and they've seen to it that no matter how sympathetic somebody on the jury might be, they're going to have to find him guilty of something. Okay. They've charged him with every class of murder there is, from murder 1 to murder 27. Okay. They have to find him guilty of something. They're in the midst of jury selection right now. I thought defund the police was going to be more like rethink policing. That's what it's supposed to be. We'll talk about that in a minute too. That's not always what you hope it would be. So Derek Chauvin's, they thought it'd be tough seating a jury. They've set aside several weeks to do that, but they've already seated 7 people as of yesterday. They have 5 men and 2 women already seated for that jury. So now, speaking of defunding the police, Chico, California, which has always been, well, first of all, it was always white, okay, since the turn of the last century. It's been a white community. And we don't need terrorists. You're right, Stoney, we don't. Anyway, a fellow lived there, African American, had his son come live with him. Came from Sacramento, and his son had mental problems, and he got rather anxious one night and pulled a knife on his father. His father called 911 to ask for medical assistance with his sick son. And the police showed up, didn't even knock at the door. They broke in the door, immediately tased his son, and as he went to the ground, they shot him some 16 times. So the mayor, by the way, nobody was found guilty of anything. They never even brought charges against any of the police. The shooting was so wild, some of the shots went through the wall into the apartment next door. So the mayor decided that they would go about reorganizing the police department and making some what she felt were necessary changes to their policing. And so she put together a committee. Unfortunately, the committee included the chief of police and the head of the local police union. And now the police are stronger than ever in Chico, California. And the situation is worse than it was before. So you got to be careful who you put on your committee if you're gonna rethink this whole police thing. Yeah, it is a blue cult. So sometimes that's not such a good idea either, you know. But as far as Minneapolis goes, the other 3 officers involved will be facing a trial later this year for aiding and abetting Chauvin in the murder of George Floyd. Sure, they only protect their own. It's the blue wall we've heard so much about for so many years. Okay. They just run you down with their cars to stop you from running away. Yeah, or they shoot you in the back and say, "Hey, I got him." You know, like they won a prize. You know. So that's all the news I have. But the FBI is also investigating conspiratorial activity prior to January 6th. They've confiscated a whole shitload of electronic devices, telephones, laptops, etc. They're pouring through all sorts of shit. They've got all sorts of evidence. And heads are going to roll. You know, they're claiming this is the biggest investigation, federal investigation there has ever been. Okay. Good cops exist. I think the institution is salvageable, but perhaps the unions must go. The protections must go. Okay. They fuck up. They have to be responsible for it. This immunity they have has to stop. That's what has to stop. And a national database has to be created to keep track of the wrongdoings of these individuals. They can't be able to go from department to department with bad conduct. 911 with someone who has a medical problem, then medical professionals have to go to the scene, not armed police officers. My connection is unstable, it says so. I don't know if you're seeing me. Oh, there we go. You're right, dog. If you have to break the law to do your job, well, you need to find a new job. You're right. They need to walk the beat more. Yep. Get those fat asses out of the fucking car. You're right. And there are plenty of non-lethal weapons out there for them to use in tough situations. Okay? They shouldn't be so fucking trigger happy. This goes back to the thing I've said numerous times in the past. Okay. And that's it. We have to stop hiring ex-military police. All right. We should be training people who are absolute novices from the ground up and train them not to be so fucking trigger happy. You don't train somebody to kill and then put them out in the public to protect people. That's not how it works. Okay. That's the problem. I mean, you don't go into the military and learn to be kind to people first. You learn to kill first. Okay. It's the first thing they train you to do is to kill. So you want somebody coming out of the military who, for the past number of years, however many it is, okay, who's been doing nothing but having the mindset that their job is to kill, okay, and then put them out in the street. You're right. Military experience and policing have nothing in common. Exactly. And even the military police training has nothing in common with civilian policing. Yeah. Yeah. After they handcuffed her for misbehaving at school. Yeah. And guess what color her skin is? Exactly. Katie, you're right. Okay. It's the same shit all over again. Okay. I mean, we got to hire somebody, college educated individuals, okay? Even if it's just junior college or whatever, somebody with an education who has no police experience and no military background. That's who we should be hiring to be on the police department. Sure, she'll never forget that, Katie. Okay, and she'll hate the police the rest of her fucking life. Okay, they've created another enemy. Well, let me tell you something about no-knock warrants. Okay, now in Louisville, they abolished no-knock warrants after oh, by the way, it's the anniversary of Breonna Taylor's death. There's still no justice there. But they did abolish no-knock warrants. You know what the difference between a no-knock warrant and a knock warrant is? 2 seconds. Okay? They can knock on your door, wait 2 seconds, and break it in. Because a judge ruled that you could flush drugs. So if it's a drug bust, they can break in your door after 2 seconds. Okay? That's the difference between a knock and a no-knock warrant. Okay? So what the purpose of a no-knock warrant, okay, was never meant to be used initially for drug busts. And we got to stop doing that. Okay? You got to stop doing that. That's the mistake we're making. We got to stop these fucking drug busts breaking into people's homes because they do it too often to the wrong home. Okay? It happens way too often to the wrong home. People get hurt. And they're not responsible for repairing your door, even if it's the wrong fucking house. That's your problem. Okay? So, no knocks Texas Rangers for fugitive retrieval. Now, are these immigrants, or are they fugitives from the law? Because fugitives from the law, that makes sense. A no-knock warrant makes sense for somebody who's a fugitive from the law. That's where a no-knock warrant makes sense, but not for a drug bust. A violent forced entry. People get shot doing that. Yeah, especially in Texas. But, that's why Breonna Taylor's boyfriend never heard them knock and announce themselves, because there's a difference between a no-knock and a knock warrant of 2 seconds. So, they could have knocked very quietly and announced themselves. So, is a fugitive going to get flushed? Probably not. Okay. Why not U.S. Marshals instead of Texas Rangers for fugitive retrieval? I've known some U.S. Marshals, and they're not physically fit enough. Okay? They're a joke. U.S. Marshals are a joke. All right? That's why. Yes, exactly. Double tap the door while they're bashing it in. Yeah, exactly. Because they fat. Yeah, you're right. The U.S. Marshal I knew was enormous. Okay, he'd huff and puff just walking. All right. So, wow. The weed of the week is Grape Stomper. And it's a 23.7% THC and a sativa dominant hybrid. And I have no funny story. Have you seen the Humpty Dumpty cops out there? Jesus. They shoot instead of running after someone. They have to. They can't run. Okay. But it's Godbud. Oh. Deborah, welcome aboard. You just missed all the news. So you're lucky. Well, hi, girl. So you just turned up in time for the bullshit session. Couldn't have timed it better. But yeah, this country is fucked police-wise. Okay. We need to start over. But I don't know how you do that now that these unions have everything so fucking locked up. I really, you're good at the BS session? Okay. Smoking dirty girls again. Okay. Conducive to your kind of high. I like sativas. I really do. Things change with age, Spliffy. We used to streak and run naked. Now I stand still and everyone else runs. Who's the streaker here? I don't know. Are you still naked? Maybe they're running away from you. Yeah, it's a nice name for weed. Yeah, if you're still naked, they're probably running away from you. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I like sativas. I'd rather have a sativa than an indica. I'm lazy enough. Yeah. So we harvested everything, and it's all in jars. So it's time to start something new. I have a lot to choose from. Buds gave me a seed, and one of the bartenders down here just moved here from California. Well, she also got fired, but she gave me a couple of seeds before she took off. So I might try those. I was trying to load emoticons, but they be slow. You know the ones. Yes. What are you going to do? Sometimes it's just that way. But yeah, I also have half a dozen seeds that Dog gave me of mysterious origins. So, okay, thank you, Stony. I'm always interested in trying different things. Sativa lights my fire, indica calm, chills it down. Yeah, but I don't need to be chilled down that much. I'm already one lazy fuck who never gets out of his recliner. So, so it's, I don't need to be in the couch any more than I already am. You created 12 strains. Wow. Yeah, Katie said baby She-Rice taken off, huh? All sativas. Ooh-wee. Sounds good to me. Because most of the ones I have are a mystery. And then I have these. Let's see if I can find them here. I have these. And they're all a mystery. So. Ten people growing She-Rice. Oh. I understand that's a big plant. You have a 10-gallon pot for baby She-Rice. Well, that's going to be a big plant. Wine and flour, huh? Sounds like a good combination. I'm a red wine person myself. I like the still reds. Yeah, I like a good Merlot. Or Cabernet with a steak. Ice wine. Ah. Merlot and Doobies. Sounds good, don't it? Year before last, my bestie went to Aldi's and actually got a wine advent calendar for each of us. So she'd tweet me when she texted me when she was going to do hers. So we'd do our wines together every day. She got a cheese advent calendar too for each of us. So we do wine and cheese every day. Merlot in the bong. You smoke indica for the zombie effect, huh? I can understand that. You certainly get it. Yeah, it was cool. But I guess they didn't have it at Aldi's this year, or she'd have picked them up. Get a red Joker smile. You filled it too full. Not supposed to drink the bong wine. Don't drink the bong wine. You don't want to be drinking that shit. Or maybe you do. I don't know. Who knows what kind of buzz you get then, you know? Turn that water into wine, yeah. Yeah, you're right, Katie. You're right. Of course, once you get it down, it might not be too bad, you know? An unopened bottle of Glenfiddich for weeks now. I've waited years. The time to crack cap will come. When it comes to, that's a Scotch, right? I'm a Irish whiskey drinker, if I drink whiskey at all. I'm fond of Tullamore Dew. Katie Blue Chips. No, that's bong wine. I don't think it'd stay down. Can't get past the smell. Well, you put a clothespin on your nose or something. Just chug. You know? So. Katie called Ralph. Yeah. One of those, what we used to call a Technicolor yawn. Yeah. Pull an exorcist move. Your son's name is Earl. I think if I had a kid, I'd have to name him Herb at this point in my life. Praising the porcelain gods. I always called it driving the porcelain bus. You know, you grab a hold of the wheel and you just keep driving. Yes. H. Earl, I see. Yeah, I kind of like, what's this bad enough drinking out of a bottle? Some idiot put a cigarette in. Can't fathom bong water. Yeah, I picked up drinks that had, or bottles of beer that had cigarette butts in them already myself. Porcelain bus, yeah. I've done my fair share of worshiping. Yeah, we all have, I'm sure. Yeah. The worst is puking out of the window of a moving car. That's that's one I can't handle. So that's a tough one. You know. You like those, huh, Seeker? Yeah. Those go back to the 70s. So especially the Technicolor Yuan. So I used to be a dishwasher in a hospital. We will not go there. Yeah, I can imagine. Jesus. A lot of meals come back up in the hospital, I'm sure. First of all, the food sucks. And I don't know why they bother giving you one of them fucking menus to check off when you're in the hospital. I never got what I ordered. And then named the barf covered shirt with a Cosby sweater. My age numbered single digits on. I see. Unfortunately, mine didn't. That's why I'm such an old fart now, I guess. Weird shit on food trays. Yeah, that's what hospital food is. The company need to run. Well, thanks for stopping by, Deborah. Appreciate it. See you next time, hopefully. Take care. Stay healthy. Uh-oh. Wait a second, folks. I somehow or another unplugged my computer. There we go. There. That's better. Yeah, I'm the only one that ever did a video 51 years ago. That was on my my kerosene powered laptop back then. Yeah. So the one that ran on kerosene. So when I was that age, I shot lyrics, and Davy Crockett said he was killed in a bar. Oh, now that's funny shit there. He's killed in a bar when he was only 3. That's some funny shit there. Oh, that breaks me up. Oh, hi, Heidi, how you doing? Oh, shit. uh, yeah. Oh, man. That's funny. I'm sorry, I can't stop breaking up about that. Davey is a hero to you. Yeah, well, you wonder how he was able to accomplish all that shit in his life since after he was dead. Related to Davy Jones. You went into his locker. I see. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, it's easy to screw up words to a song, I guess. I mean, in your head. There we go. The confusion was profound. So was the lesson on accents and local dialects. Yeah, I could see that. Hey, don't forget everybody but Katie. Change your clocks tomorrow, or this, I guess, tonight. Time to spring forward. Yeah, reach up and kiss this guy. Excuse me. That's what it is. Excuse me while I kiss this guy. Yeah. So, yeah. Except Katie. Katie, set your clock ahead an hour and then turn it back again. Okay? You got to pretend. Spring forward and then fall back. You have to change time zones. I know, but you got to turn your clock forward and then turn it back again. Because if the rest of us have to fuck with our clocks, you do too. Okay? Just pretend. Pretend you're springing forward. Oh, Buster, really? Oh, you're going to make me get up when I hurt so much? You're really a pain. Newfoundland does a half an hour? Are they nuts? Indiana only changes at time in parts of the state. Some change, some don't. Like, I think where Buttigieg comes from, I don't think they change their time. South Bend? Yeah, that is stupid, isn't it? You're in Mountain Time today, but you'll be in Pacific Time tomorrow. Well, you know why we changed the clock? I think I explained this on the show last year. I have to let the dogs out. You guys think about it, and I'll tell you when I get back. Ow, ow, ow. Ow, ow, ow. Ow. Come on. Let's go. Don't make this difficult. Come by the door. You don't know what would happen if you didn't change the clock. Okay. Katie knows why. Why, Katie? Tell us why. Back in the 1970s, Oregon tried not changing. I walked to school in pitch dark at 8 a.m. You still didn't tell us why. Why did they change it? No, World War I. The Germans wanted more fighting time, so they changed it. So they had more daylight on the battlefield. No, it wasn't for live MNFL. Yeah, that long ago. World War I. They wanted more trench time. So hard to believe, huh? They did it for the war effort on their side. So I don't know why we changed ours. You know, you're blaming Hitler, not the Kaiser. Well, no, it was the Kaiser. You never saw a downside to dropping it? No, I don't either. I was always told when I was a kid that it was because of the farmers, but farmers don't give a shit what time it is. It has to do with when the sun rises and when the sun sets. So they can get the fuck at what time it says on the clock, This I show rumors start. Walking to school in the fucking dark sucks. Yeah, it does. But when I was in Alaska, we'd get up in the morning, it was dark, and we'd go to work and it was dark. And when we went to lunch, it was dark. And then we'd go back to work and it was dark. And when we come home, it was dark. And all night it was dark. No, farmers don't give a shit. They don't even need a clock. The fuck they give a shit what time of day it is. Feel like a mole? No thanks. Trying to cut down. Getting home after dark to labor at home sucks too. Yes, it does. Laboring sucks. At 0 dark 30, exactly. Yeah. And they get up about the same time. So living underground in the dark. We need sunshine. Yeah. We had 3 suicides in my unit. My unit we were a detachment of only 50 people. So 3 suicides in a 2-year period seemed like a lot to me. And they all happened in the winter. So you'll sell it something real cheap. You ought to bottle it. Cheap, huh? I wish you could. I wish you could. Yeah, sure. Seeker, time is something we created, we're the ones who keep track of the hours and the days. The world doesn't give a shit. It does what it does. The sun does what it does, So, we pretty much, we created time. The only reason I'm old is because we say so. So, gee, 55, huh? Yeah, we are warmer here than you are there. At least the last time I checked. Of course, our sun went away too. We were sunny earlier. Took 6 weeks for the word to reach everyone. World War I was over. Yeah. Well, hey, when the Civil War was over, they didn't bother telling black folks in the South that they were free, Snowed in the surrounding mountains. Oh. Yeah, the Civil War. Yeah, they didn't bother telling them that they were emancipated. And then, of course, after the Civil War, they created chain gangs so they could further enslave blacks. You know, bust them for the slightest infraction. Yes, we love history. Hey, if we don't learn from it, we're condemned to repeat it. And this whole fascist movement that's going on in our country right now is reminiscent of Northern Europe in the 40s, 30s, and 40s. So it's kind of scary. It's real scary because it's so huge. And unfortunately, it's worldwide. You know, I mean, look what's going on with Britain's royal family. There's turmoil there with regard to racism. So. And although Great Britain, from what I understand, for the most part, is not a racist country, Mein Kampf was written in prison by Hitler. Yeah, sure. And Trump came very close to doing the same thing. He could have been our last president. Okay. I walked away from a friend in England because of racism shit this week. Oh. Well. But yeah, this was a scary 4 years. I mean, because despite everything he did, he still had a huge following. I like using sun position to know something of the time, not for the meeting of appointments, but as dandy for the rest of the time. I rarely make appointments. Well, fortunately, I've had way too many medical appointments lately. I think I have to see on how the dogs are doing. Hold on a sec. Not too bad this time. Oh, there's the girl. Come on, get in the house. Buster, get in the house. Buster. Hey. Get in the house. Buster. Buster. Hey. Come on. Come with me. Come on. Tell you what, I'll give you each a cookie if you go away and not bother me. How's that? Deal? Deal. Here. Here's one for you too. Crunch, crunch. Let's see. How's my knee? It actually feels better. You don't have sunshine for weeks sometimes. Oh, kind of like Seattle, huh? I've been to Seattle. They busted me for jaywalking, the bastards. Yeah, it actually feels better. But I think it's primarily because I have to wear this compression sock. That seems to kind of hold things in place. So it's not. You're by Seattle. Well, that would explain it. I don't like Seattle. They shouldn't bust men in uniform for jaywalking. That's not fair. Seattle's your favorite city? Oh, I don't know that I have a favorite city. I kind of liked Anchorage, but it was a small town when I was there. You know, wasn't really much of a city. I did like going to the Malamute Saloon though, where Lily Langtry's face was painted on the barroom floor. Yeah. Sun is often behind clouds here too, but it's brighter where sun is. And even heavy cloud and rain, the lightness of day is large clue. Yippies and bums. Oh, yuppies and bums. Huh? It's changed. Tucson is bigger than Anchorage. Well, when I was there, everything was bigger than Anchorage. There was only 1,000 miles of paved road in the whole state when I was up there. Okay. Pioneer Square was awesome. $20 to watch 10 different bands. The last time I was in Arizona, I saw, that was, I don't know, 2006, I think. Not, well, I mean, outside of this last trip to Tucson. But Mrs. Spliffy and I went out there for a month. And one of the casinos was having a charity concert, outdoor concert. I forget where the hell it was. But I paid $25 and I saw Steppenwolf, Grand Funk Railroad, and Blood, Sweat, and Tears. I thought that was pretty good. So for, it was a charity event. So I felt that was, nice to make a contribution. Oh, speaking of contributions, check this out. Now, no, I wasn't in Phoenix. It was out somewhere. It was like up north further. Amused me to casually observe the sun's passage through sky, especially around times of solstice, when the light angle changes fast. Yeah, that would be a fun concert. It was a fun concert. A zillion bikers. There must have been $2 million worth of iron sitting in a parking lot, I swear. Speaking of contributions, send me cash. But I mean, I never saw that many motorcycles in one place. And I live in biker country. So they just came from all around. I mean, Steppenwolf is certified by the Hells Angels. So anyway, I went to the dispensary the other day, and it was National Women's something or other. So they were taking donations. And if you gave a donation of anything more than $1, you got 5% off your order. So as it turns out, my order was $200. So I gave him $10. And I got $10 off my order. So they gave me my $10 back. Yeah, International Women's Month, yeah. So I gave him $10 and I got my $10 back off my order. But at least it didn't go to the greenhouse, the dispensary. It went to the charity. So I thought that was cool. With these windows and how the trees block the winter sun, I can't help but to follow sun's passage through the seasons. I have a southern exposure. Well, it's kind of southwestern exposure. So I get all day sun on this one side of my house. So you can buy a Prego hooker for $2.50. 10% off if you mention SPLIFFY, huh? Yeah, but seriously, now I said I spent $200. That's because it was $50 an eighth. Okay. That's the price here in Illinois, just so you know. Okay. I got 5% off, I should say, 5% off on my $200 purchase. So I got $10 back. And I gave him $10. So it was a wash. I had a north-south exposure. Sucks in the summer. Yeah, I could see that. Spendy. Yeah, well, it's not what I smoke, except on the weekends. Those are the weeds of the week. Otherwise, I buy street weed for my personal consumption the rest of the time. But I keep it legal for the show. I buy dispensary weed. But you didn't hear that from me. I believe the mystery seeds are yours. I'm not sure. You'd have to ask Dog. Because he gave them to me a long time ago, like a year or more ago. 6 seeds in a little bag. Or wrapped in cellophane, I'm not sure. Yes, they were. Okay. Buds would know. They will be awesome. Oh, okay. Then, like I say, I got some seeds from Alex. So, bartender from Cali. I don't know. Those are 2 strange strains. Yeah, I missed 420 and nobody told me. Happy 433. Oh, I didn't get them mixed up. Dog got them mixed up. Because he gave them to me all in one package. Yeah, actually, technically, it would be 420 somewhere along the timeline. You know, if you think about it, you know, too hard. If you think about it too hard, it's 420 somewhere along the timeline. I see. Always 420 somewhere. Okay. I'll accept that. This time of year, sun deep into the room as it passes through breaking tree line. In short weeks, sun will rise all the way above the trees. The rays will recede from room in time for warm weather. Well, that's good. I go by feel if it's 420. I see. So then any time could be 420, Tony. Your sense is out there. You have a sense for that sort of thing? Any clock that we have around the house that doesn't work is set to 420. We have several of them. We have a clock in the bathroom that's set to 420 and one in the dining room that's set to 420. I have a Heineken wall clock, a neon wall clock, and it's broken and it's set to 420. So is the cuckoo in my hallway. I bought this expensive cuckoo clock in Germany from Max Krug's clock shop. And it's a museum piece. The artist has since died. And it's an amazing cuckoo clock. It plays Edelweiss in The Happy Wanderer on the hour. And someday, if I can, I have to go back to Max Krug's and have it repaired. Autumn, the awesome cat, taught me about windows and sun. My bedroom clock stopped at 4:19 4 years ago. Drive his wife nuts, so I keep it. No wind up. I only have 3 clocks. I hate clocks. And deadlines. Yes. Well, like you, Seeker. I use the sun in the sky. I don't even own a watch. See, I own a lot of watches, but I never wear one. See? No watch. But I own a lot of them. When I worked, I had to wear a watch. So I bought a lot of different ones. I used to have cheap Timex watches with different colored cloth wristbands so I could match them to the outfit I was wearing in a day. Just to be weird. Sometimes I see myself right among the warm rays of the sun coming through the window. That sounds great. You break watches. You wear bracelets? I used to wear a bracelet. It was just a piece of wire that had been twisted and it would hook together. I don't know where I got it, but I wore it for years and years. I don't know where it went. You wear handcuffs. Okay. Katie, you love God, bud. I love God, bud, too. Soft, fuzzy handcuffs. Uh-huh. Your cat sit. Okay, all cats sit in the sun. They love that stuff. Nice, warm. First I remember with God, bud. Very indica. Sometimes I look at PC clock and phone clock. I think the clock looks are rare because they're boring. When I do the show is the only time I look at the clock to see if it's 4:20 or not. So, and I'm losing it here. And I have a Slurpee today. Cayman Jack Margarita Slurpee. Are you going to blame it on indicas? I see. Is that what you're doing, Stoney? I don't operate on Indian time all the time either. I see. Indica's your sleeping pill. Damn those indicas. Yeah. Well, rather smoke sativa than indicouch. I think we all might favor Indian time over colonial time. I think so. Now I operate on grow light time. I see what you mean. Yeah. And I have to burp my stuff today too. I haven't done that yet. Decolonize the clock. There you go. We got to have a clock smashing session worldwide. Do away with time. Time is our enemy. If we just lost track of time, let's just lose track of time. And that'd be our excuse for everything. Oh, I'm sorry, I lost track of time. Must be a shock to walk in there first thing in the morning. Eyes half open, sleepy and all, and get blasted by the light, or pick God but early, keep her from being groggy. It's still groggy at first, but picks up. Oh, cool effect. And a swing. Has GOP burnt any Dr. Seuss books yet? I don't know. I don't know if they had an official book burning. Talk about neat sunglasses in the shitter. What is it with them? Yeah, but Ty doesn't say the half of it, They got a real problem. Seriously. I don't think they exist anymore. It is, isn't it? I mean, that's, come on. First of all, if anything, we're bringing out the cultures in this country. Yeah, they did, didn't they? I mean, come on, it's a potato head. Any state kind of stuff. Just painted red, not blue. Yeah. You cancel wholesale. Katie, they got over 22 referenda in your state legislature to restrict the vote. They are trying all kinds of shit to fuck you folks over there in Arizona. Honestly, they're trying everything they can in your state to make it more difficult for you folks to vote. It's crazy. I hope you folks can keep on top of that. Yeah, I don't know where you got her. Yeah. I mean, that's a Democrat? What's the deal there? I mean, they want to do everything. Everything from abolishing mail-in balloting to the legislature reviewing every single fucking ballot. It's unbelievable. They want to, it's crazy. They want to certify every ballot themselves after they've been certified. You know, it's ridiculous what they want to do in Arizona. I got to hit the post office, Brother Spliffy. Thank you for being Spliffy. Well, thanks for stopping by, Stoney. It was a pleasure having you aboard. And see you next time, hopefully. She was Arizona Green Party in 2004, a progressive Dem in 2010, and now, yeah, exactly. That's what I thought's going on. She's trying to draw way too much attention to herself. You know, trying to pull that mansion bullshit, you know. Remember when Starbucks stopped putting Merry Christmas on their coffee cups? They never had. But Zombie sheep gotta bleed at something. Back then, GOP was all up on canceling Starbucks. Yeah. She'd been paid off. Yeah, I think so. Openly bisexual. Oh. What do they put on there now, Seeker? Happy holidays? Something like that? Oh, what the hell's going on here? I unplugged myself from the wall, too. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, you know what, folks? I think I'm just going to call it quits. It's telling me I'm on battery saver or some shit. And I'm not going to get up to check the wall. She has voted with Trump 25% of the time. Well, then you need to vote her ass out of there somehow. But then again, the alternative is a Republican candidate, I would imagine. You have a primary, right? You got to put another Democrat in there. Somebody other than her. You know, that's what's got to be done. That's all there is to it, you know. Anyway, I'm going to cut things short, folks. So, there won't be a Tuesday show because I got to go in for that MRI. Something for everyone. But Republicans got all up in arms one year because Starbucks didn't and never had printed a cup with Merry Christmas. Oh, I see. They wanted one. I see. Okay. Well, anyway, remember there's nothing funny about peace, love, and understanding. All right. And everybody be careful out there. Pugs wanted their own thing and everyone else be damned. Well, yeah, darned I see, but I'm reading what I want into it. Okay. Yeah, well, what do you expect? That's what they always want, you know. Yeah, they're full of shit. They've always been full of shit. And they always will be full of shit. I think they're an ex-party at this point. I don't think we really have to be concerned about them very much in the future. They're scrambling around right now just to try to hold themselves together. Voters have been leaving the party in droves. So we'll see what happens in 2 years. I think already Trump's administration is a success, and change is coming. Okay, and so far it's positive. What happens at the border right now is the biggest crisis. I mean, CNN actually went down the Rio Grande and interviewed people coming across the border in inflatable boats. Okay. They're bringing them over in groups. Okay. Because there's so many people down there who've been waiting on the Mexican side for months because of Trump. And people are coming in droves, okay, from Honduras and other places south, because they feel that under Biden, it's going to be easier to get in here, which it is. Okay. Although there was an executive order not that long ago for a bunch of people to come here. Oh, there was to be an executive order. It was announced. But then he never signed it, and they had to cancel a bunch of airline tickets. Okay. And a lot of those people will now have to reapply. Okay. So things aren't going as smoothly as we had hoped for people coming into this country. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, no Tuesday show. I'll be at the hospital. And so I'll see you next week. Take care and be safe.